What I want to do today is this. I want to do a couple things. Okay. One, I want to read out loud to you the article that's coming out tomorrow about the myth of American insolvency and why the government would benefit from you thinking we're insolvent. Because we're going to put that baby to bed real quick, right? Yeah. Yeah. I want to talk about why we all have anxiety today. Do you have anxiety? Can't quite put my finger on why. I got reasons. I got reasons. I can help you understand why you're feeling anxiety, why you're feeling anxious. I want to talk about tomorrow, what that's going to look like collectively. And then I want to talk about the politics of tomorrow. I'm really excited because I think I figured out how to share my screen. I'm going to try. I know, I'm getting a little technical. Okay. So I'm going to share screen. I'm going to choose this window. Okay, I'm sharing the entire that was wrong. Stop sharing. I'll figure it out. Hold on. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna try again. And this time I'm gonna do just a specific window. I'm gonna share this window. It didn't work again. Stick with me. I promise I've been practicing this since 3 p.m. Yeah, the anxiety is insane today. It's we're all feeling it. For obvious reasons, and then less obvious reasons as well that I'd love to tell you about. I'm gonna try again, and this time I'm going to share a window, and then I'm gonna choose a different window. I'm gonna hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm so I'm so glad you guys love me enough to be patient with me because I may only be 41 years old, but I might as well be a boomer when it comes to this stuff. So let's try again. Okay, I breathed. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a separate window than the one I'm in, which is where I'm writing, where I keep the things I'd like to write about. So 1, 2. No, I don't want them in the same window. Well, yeah, I don't mind them in the same window. The same window is fine, right? We're just going to go back and forth to my stuff. Oh, I also want to talk about the itinerary for the class I'm teaching about LSDS. I'm so excited about it. Okay. Hi, Dana. Hello, beautiful. How are you? I've really been enjoying your anti-misogyny content lately. It's been filling my cup up. Really just on the pulse of divine feminine rage, babe. I'm picking up what you're putting down. And you know what it was? I actually experienced somebody being sexualizing my 16-year-old, and it made me I'm murderous. The only way that I can put it is fucking murderous. I'd go to jail. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'd be going to jail. So I need to remember that I moved the camera over here. You are there. The computer's here. So when I'm looking here, it's because I'm looking at the computer. And when I'm looking here, I'm looking at you, baby. 2 different things. Okay, I got this. I can do it. All right, I'm going to now share a window. Share a window. And I'm going to choose the window. Share this window. Oh my God, are you so proud of me? Oh my God. I need you guys to be proud of me. Right? I know. Huzzah! We did it. Okay. Astrology for the day and tomorrow. This is just because I want you guys to be able to follow along. Okay. So I just put it all very easy. Astrology of today and tomorrow, opening frame. Today and tomorrow are connected, but they do not feel the same. Today is more internal, emotional, intuitive. Tomorrow brings more visible fire, more expression, and more dramatic emotional release. So the conversation is really about how pressure becomes feeling and then how feeling becomes expression. Does that make sense? Okay. So now that I know how to do that, in a few minutes we'll be doing that. But I just want to talk to you guys first about your day. I promise I've practiced doing that since 3 p.m. today. I'm such an introvert that like I practice going live for hours before I go live. I know, it's pathetic. It's not really pathetic. I'm not gonna say things like that about myself anymore. No. It's me understanding my limitations and wanting to do the very best I possibly can for you guys. That's what that is. And there's nothing pathetic about that. And I will not say mean things about myself. I won't. I need to stop that. And I'm like, I know that I'm not a life coach. Like, I do realize that I'm not like a certified psychologist or psychiatrist or even a counselor, you know. But I do realize that there are many people who look to me when they're feeling bad about themselves. And I think it's really important that I stay mindful of how I speak about myself as an example to those who are looking to better understand how to have uh, a better relationship with themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just better framing. I agree, Dana. I agree. Okay, so first of all, not sponsored. V8, hit me up. I know you're not gonna. You're never gonna. I get it. But God, that's good. Can I ask you guys a question? And this is gonna go on my YouTube so other people will see it. I ordered this smiley face sign because I'm a big lights kind of gal. Like I love a good vibe, right? A good bisexual lighting moment. So I ordered this sign, and I feel like when I got it, I didn't realize. I'm just gonna show you, and I just want your, I want, okay. Is that SS? Is that an SS sign on my damn happy face? Is that better? Can you guys see now? Kinda. Like, do I get, like, is it not? Is it just lightning bolts and I'm just overthinking it? Is it squiggly lines? I'm thinking, okay, I'm thinking I might put some black duct tape right here. Kiss adjacent. That's what I was thinking. It looked very much like Kiss. That's what I was thinking when I first bought it. I was like, oh, I love Kiss. So I got that. And then I was like staring at it the other night. I was like dark in my room and it was just on. And I was like, I think I might have some crazy shit going. There might be a dog whistle on my wall right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some black duct tape and I'm going to put some black duct tape right here. So it cuts open, like it cuts off this little S part right here. And then I think we should be fine. Thank you for your attention to this matter. All right. So you guys are saying that you can only see half of the screen. Are you unable to see me? Am I not in center? Am I not in the screen? Yeah, bolts are not the lightning bolts are especially the ones that look a little bit like an S. Those are 100% a Nazi dog whistle, and I won't be doing that, which sucks because I used to have a fondness for the number 88. But just me? Okay, cool. You do see me. Okay, good. So let's talk about what's going on, guys. I don't know if you guys know this, but before we get started, I made this. I'm gonna explain it to you guys right now. Okay. So this is what I call the living sovereign, the informed living sovereign wheel. And so the top portion, I'm going to pull this down. This portion is the planets in the sky. So we're going to look at Mercury right now. Mercury is at 11 degrees Pisces. So we're going to make this be Mercury. And then I got to find Pisces. I'll spin Pisces. All right. Pull those down. So we've got Mercury and we've got Pisces. Okay. That's what the world is at. That's what we're all it. Mercury's in Pisces at 11 degrees. Now you all have your own Mercury, right? My Mercury is 7 degrees Gemini. I have a 7-degree Gemini Mercury. So in order for me to compare the today's Mercury versus my Mercury, the second row, I'm going to pull for Mercury. So I'm going to find Mercury. Mercury. And then I'm in Cancer. So, or I'm sorry, Gemini. So I'm going to find the Gemini. So this will show you the decans that are in your specific Mercury and the decans that are in the specific Mercury for the world. Does that make sense? You can look at the sky currently versus your birth chart, or the sky currently versus next week's sky, or the sky currently against whoever you're looking into, whether it's a time or a place. This helps you narrow down the informed decision of what you're looking into. I have dyslexia and I have dyscalculia. So I struggle a lot when I'm looking at pages that have a lot of words on them. And I struggle with memorization issues. And so I assigned each decan their own color, and you can choose your own. And I made it so that's what helped me be able to remember the decans that I assigned. Anyways, when you join my class that I'm starting tomorrow, it's a 16-week class to learn how to read the sky the way that I do. When you join my class, you get one of these. You get the PDF to print these out, and instructions on how to put it together. And then at the end of the class, at the end of the 16-week class, you get a free copy of the Living Sovereign Decan System, which is what I'm writing. So every class is a chapter, basically. Very, very exciting. You can join on my Patreon to do that. And my link is in my bio. Are you guys ready to talk about the day? Give me some hearts. Give me some taps. Let me know if you guys are ready to talk about all that is happening. All that shall happen. I feel very spicy since I turned my fan off. Was my fan too loud? Will you guys play like a little game with me and we can test and see if I can just talk into this and have my fan on? Hi guys. Hi Paranormal and Stephen the Gray. I love the name. And I think that you were already here, Jeanne or Janine or Jeanne. Jeanne, I think. All right. Sorry if my butt was hanging out. Okay. Is that too loud? Well, I just turned my fan back on. Can you hear me okay now? I love that bucket. Thank you so much. That's such great news. Okay. So you guys know I have several Gemini placements and I have a couple Virgo placements. I'm grateful for my Virgo placements because they help me have moments like I have to print everything I'm going to talk about, even if I'm looking at it on the screen. There's just something about highlighting as I go. Look at my piece of corn highlighter. Stop. Okay, so I got this because I read smut. You guys know I love smut. I'm a huge smut fan. So I highlight my porn with my corn. It's funny. I'm a funny girl. I'm a funny girl. I didn't make that joke. My sister did. I can't take credit for it. But yeah, I'm really loving that. So I'll highlight as I go. Okay, let me just give this a quick skim. I wanted to give people a few more minutes, or maybe just a few more, like a minute to get in. And then we're going to get going. I have quite a bit I'd like to talk to you guys about. including reading to you the article. I'm going to start. Here's my thought. I have started doing my personal astrology on Patreon, my political astrology here on Substack. If you're a paid subscriber, you're still going to get the daily divination. It's on both. But if you want more of the personal astrology, if you want more like less political, more personal, it's on my Patreon. I've separated the two because I find that people don't like when they're mixed. There are people who want both, right? And so they'll do both. But most people they're here on Substack to hear what I have to say about what's happening politically. And so after about a year of playing around with what works and what doesn't work, I'll still be doing spells and fun stuff on here as well. Yeah, I love that. So yeah, I'll still be doing spells and stuff on here as well, just be less frequently as when I do them daily on Patreon. So okay, let's see. I think that's it. Yes, and it's all organized. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen now. And I'm gonna do share a window, share this window. I did it. Okay. Guys, let me know if you can see it. It's okay if you can't. It's mostly just you're in my computer seeing the Canva that I wrote this in, basically. All right. Here we go. So tomorrow is, well, today is the 27th, where today feels emotionally loud, even if it isn't obvious, even if nothing is obviously happening outside of us. Listen, the deal is this. I don't know about you guys, but all day long, I've had some serious anxiety. My mom came to me and she was like, can you tell me what's happening in the sky that could be making me feel the way that I feel? And so I said, yes, I can. One, we have an Aries sun. Two, we have a Cancer moon. Those are highly emotional. One is fire, one is water. That makes steam. And oftentimes when steam forms, you guys know I like visuals. When steam forms, it's hard to see. It's hard to understand. It's a little bit nasty. It's a little bit muggy. It's very uncomfortable in the situation, but you're really not sure why. Yeah, no kings tomorrow. No kings tomorrow. So the class is tomorrow, but it's at 3 p.m. If you guys are in your no kings, which I can't go to personally, but I hope you guys can and will. It is recorded, so you guys can go back and watch it the next day. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's insane. So what's happening right now is we're experiencing the fog of a Cancer Aries combination. We've got, I'm going to read it up here. We've got the sun. This guy has pressure in it, but it's not a random pressure. It's pressure like that is trying to show us what is true. Do you guys feel like a thought? For me, this has been coming up a lot of, I've been having these thoughts come up, especially with the Pisces stack that we are experiencing, where I'm having memories of things I thought I was either over or forgot about come up, and I'm starting to see them from new perspectives. It's showing me the truth behind things that I thought were one way, but really were another way. And I think it's important for us to remember that that is just the sky in this Pluto and Aquarius energy. Pluto and Aquarius is all about death, rebirth, death, rebirth, death, rebirth, over and over and over again for 20 years. That's what we're going to be experiencing. You're going to be watching the death and rebirth of so many movements as they all grow and build on top of each other until the collective bursts. We're experiencing collective consciousness happening. You guys can feel it. I know you can feel it. And that's what that discomfort is. That fear. I don't really know what's going to happen next. And of course, we're dealing with war, and that's terrifying, especially war that makes no fucking sense. And I know many of you are like me, we're highly empathic, and you're very concerned about the Iranian people because we don't want this for them at all. Like, at all. That feeling you're experiencing, not only is it normal, it's important for you to sit with it. This is my mom explained something to me. She explained to me that when you begin to grieve something before it ends, you allow yourself to create a channel for the grief to pass through. Does that make sense? For instance, when you're a farmer and you want to create irrigation, you dig the irrigation in the direction you want the water to flow. When you are beginning to have the thoughts of something changing, something coming to an end, something switching, when you begin to grieve that before it happens, you create specific channels to allow it to flow more freely. For example, my dog is 7 years old. She's a Chihuahua. She can live until she's 20. I will carry her around once her bones get too weak. I love my dog so much that I cry thinking about her dying. And all that is one, my love for her pooling into one, you know, puddle as I think about being without her, but also me creating a channel to work through the pain. So what you're doing right now, you may not understand what this is, but it did, Satya, it did. It launched during a retrograde. Absolutely. So what you're experiencing right now is your mind, your subconscious, and the collective is experiencing is we're digging channels for our grief before it truly hits. Does that make sense? Okay. Um, the sun at Aries is 6 degrees and a Mars decan and forming pressure. Mars is all about action. I mean, yes, war, obviously, but it's so much more than that, right? It's about ignition. It's about going. It's about getting things done. It's about conquering. It's about handling situations. It can be a very good thing and a very bad thing. I mean, all things can. But right now, when you're at that 6th degree, we just tipped out of 3 degrees ago. We just tipped out of ignition, and now we're in forming. Forming in the living sovereign decan system is when something begins to take shape. Right? It's the take shape form. A take shape time period. It's about 5 degrees where this happens. You're experiencing that pressure right now. Something's coming. I heard someone say, feels like a war, that the war is going to explode this week. And that's what you're feeling. And it's not necessarily that a war is going to explode, but you're feeling the forming of something new. Do you guys remember we talked about, I'm not sure if you read it, but last week I wrote an article about, essentially, it's a Strait of Hormuz, and it's about how the Uranus and Taurus moving into Gemini is going to be the end of the American dollar and its dominance, and how we're going to learn as a country that maybe we aren't the best, right? And that there's enough room for everybody. And we're going to see a shift in the world economy because of this. I wrote this last week. That is a perfect example of Pluto and Aquarius, death and rebirth. We're already seeing the rebirth of that happening, that the economy is beginning to die off and other ways are popping up, right? It's important that we pay attention to that. And the next thing we talk about after this, I'm going to read to you guys the article about how we're not actually insolvent, and that there is a very good reason why the United States government and some people, more likely specific factions of the government, would like you to think we are insolvent. And how that ties to ultra skinny celebrities. I know the insolvency issue that you're hearing and Ozempic bodies. I can't wait to put those together for you in a few minutes. Okay, so the day carries active fire that's still taking shape. People may feel restless, impatient, more reactive, or like something in them is trying to push forward. Do you guys feel that? It's kind of a restlessness, and it's like you can't really shake it out. You can't really shake it out. You can't really shake it off. There's no stretching it out. It's a weird, buzzy energy. Okay. Saturn in Aries is close enough that the solar energy that this is not just boldness, it's boldness meeting consequence. Does that make sense? Because what is Saturn? Saturn is karma, right? Why this feels so heavy? That's where we're at right now. Okay. Saturn is karma, and consequences, and Aries is bold. So what we're feeling is boldness meeting consequence. What we're feeling is it doesn't just you can't just want something. You have to like commit to wanting something. It's like everything needs to be punctuation, have hard punctuations to it. Yeah. So may I suggest if you're in your house right now, you put on, let me go. I'll show it. I'll share it here. I'll go here. Do you see this pink one? Deep healing 528 ancient frequency. Put that baby on. Put that baby on. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. That one's so good. Okay. So we're definitely going through that right now. Let me go ahead and scroll down a little bit more. Why because the emotional moon is in late Cancer in a threshold degree. So threshold is that moment where you're just about to tip into the next sign. So let me just go ahead and do this. I have to make sure that you can see what I can see. Okay. So where you're just about to go from the beginning of Cancer to the end of Cancer, threshold is right at the edge. It's that final 5 degrees from 26 degrees to, no, 25 degrees to 29 degrees. Almost a full 5 degrees. That threshold energy is almost bleeding in. So right now, what comes next after our Cancer section is we're going to be moving directly into Leo. Do you guys feel the performative energy of the Leo moon coming? I don't know if you guys are there any Leos in the house? Is there anybody who's in a relationship with a Leo? Is there anybody who has a child who was a Leo? Hi, Broom. You guys better make sure you're following Broom. That's my girl. Are there any Leos in the chat? Anybody who is a Leo? Anybody who's friends with a Leo? When I say Leo performative, I'm not being negative. I hope you know that. Leos like to shine, baby. They're like the sun. Okay. Yes. Okay. So that performative Leo energy can be a really fun, beautiful thing, but it can also be kind of yicky when it's used in political sense. Does that make sense? Political Leos literally give me the ick. Like political leaders who are Leos literally give me the ick. It's definitely performing this evening. I love that. It's so cute. Well, imagine that, childlike performative energy on a full-grown man in government. Trump, exactly. Trump. I don't know if you guys know this. Yeah, that guy is a Leo rising. No, Leo sun, Gemini rising. Which is it? It's one of those. It's one of those. Broom will know. As often as I look at his chart, you think I'd know. Vance too? Yep. So we're feeling that. Okay, good. I was right. Okay, good. As much as I look at, I'll pull his chart up in a little bit and show you guys. All right. So the emotional, this is old. Where are we at? Let's look here. Okay. People may feel like they cannot just want something, emotional weather, Cancer. That's what I was talking about. So the Cancer moon is in that threshold area in my living sovereign decan system. In the threshold area, the sign is bleeding into the next sign. So you'll find that Cancers that are born between 25 degrees and the 30, moving into Leo, the closer they get to Leo, the cuspier they are, right? The more it bleeds together. Threshold energy is the bleed through. And that's what we're experiencing. Emotional bleed through of the Leo moon coming. Okay. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. I don't want to miss you guys. Gemini sun, Leo rising. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. I knew it was one of those. My dyslexia kicked in. Okay. Da-da-da-da-ba-ba-ba. Let's see. I'm so spicy hot. Can you not? I like it up all the way. Maybe turn it toward me too. I'm like, I'm like,
Tried to be respectful.
no, I asked them if they can hear it and they said no. Oh, that's amazing. I can feel that. Okay. Yeah, still gross. Okay. So so emotions feel bigger, they feel older, they feel more personal today, but we're also struggling with figuring out where they're coming from as well, which is a big fucking problem. This is the kind of moon that can pull memory up with the feeling. So we talked earlier, remember I was telling you, like, we're having these memories come up with the feeling, and it's like, oh, I really thought I was I really thought I was over that. I guess not, right? Um, People may think they are reacting today when they are also reacting to something much older. So it's important for us to ask ourselves what we're feeling, right? Why anxiety feels up. If people feel anxious today, it may not be because something's wrong. It may be because the body is picking up on everything, right? The Aries is creating internal pressure to move. Cancer is making the nervous system more sensitive. That combination can feel emotionally static. That fog, I was telling you, steam that comes from a water and fire sign like that. The spiritual signal underneath. Mercury conjunct the North Node in Pisces is huge for intuitive knowing, dreams, gut feelings, spiritual messages. Tell me about your dreams. People may have a sense of truth before they can explain it. They feel that clarifying for some and disorienting for others. Tell me what's your dream state been. I'm sure it's probably been slightly insane leading up to this because of the Pisces stack that we're in. But I'm wondering what's your dream state been like. And pay attention to your dream state for tonight, tomorrow. Write down what you dream. There could be something in there subconsciously for you. So Mercury conjunct the North Node in Pisces. Oh, there you go. I just talked about that. Challenge with that Mercury. So Pisces can blur things if people are already overwhelmed. We are overwhelmed. Shit gets blurry, right? Also remember that we're still we're at the very end of the shadow portion for the direct. Mercury going direct. I believe it goes for 11 days and it went straight on the 21st. So I believe we've got like 3 more days. Today is not about believing every thought, right? Hear the thought, sit with the thought, but don't believe it. It's about noticing what keeps repeating beneath the noise. Relationship and self-worth themes. Venus conjunct Chiron and Aries can make people feel more tender about rejection, desire, worth, or visibility. You guys feeling that? Yay! You got some fae folk visiting you. I love that for you. Well, if you want them, I guess it just depends. I love the fae folk. I love having the fae folk around personally. I imagine you would be somebody who would also be interested in having the fae folk around, right? Okay. Partner was. Oh, good. So you get it. You get it. Okay. So your partner was feeling it. Okay. Um, People are also going to feel more easily bruised, especially if they are already carrying something raw about being chosen, seen, or valued. I am having a big value issue. I know I'm not the only creator that's struggling with growth, but I've been and I'm not. Let me set this out right into the environment or into the universe. I am grateful for every single subscriber. And I am grateful for every person who's interested in what I write and create. With that being said, the growth is stunted. And I think a lot of people are feeling that. A lot of people are feeling, yes, your Virgos are going to feel big energy right now. Um, a lot of people are feeling stagnant. A lot of creators are feeling stunted. And it's because there is a little bit of an economic panic right now, right? It's very scary. And it's not going to stop me from creating. You guys know that 90% of what I create is free. So, I mean, the other 10%, it's like if you want to support or you can support, you will. And if not, then you won't. But it's been interesting. It's been slower. And I've been having this pain with being seen. That's been a real frustrated part for me. Okay. So there we go. Okay. Let's see. Collective tone. This is one of those skies where people may be more emotionally combustible online, more reactive in relationships, and more likely to feel like that they have to defend themselves before they even know what is being asked of them. And I felt like that yesterday. I was so upset. So the practical takeaway for today was slow down and listen, really listen. Not every feeling needs to become a fight. Pick your battles. Not every urge needs to become action. Pick your actions. And the move is to ask what is actually truly underneath this reaction. Like, am I really mad at my blah 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 blah, or is this more about the blah 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 blah? You got it. Okay. So next, the closing line for today is that astrology. So the astrology of the day is not just fire. It's not just feeling. It's the fire moving through feeling and trying to become more. Bridge into tomorrow. Tomorrow changes the emotional style of the sky. The pressure is still there tomorrow, but it shows itself differently. Today is about hearing the signal beneath the noise. Tomorrow is about what happens when the signal reaches the heart of what and wants expression. Tomorrow, March 28th, for opening. Sorry, I did a lot of like random notes, just put bullets in, so I'm just going to skip over some stuff. The mood becomes more visible, expressive, and harder to hide. So the moon moves into Leo at 12 degrees. The emotional field shifts from Cancer softness into the protectiveness of Leo visibility, pride, performance, and heart. People may want to be seen, heard more, and validated more. May I suggest that tomorrow, before you give your opinion on things, in things, with people, I want you to make sure that you validate what the other person is saying. How do you do that? You can say to somebody, I hear what you're saying, and those feelings are valid. However, I don't see it that way. Or, however, always just trying to let someone know their feelings are valid. Like if I hurt someone's feelings, I'm like, wow, your feelings are valid. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. There wasn't a malicious bone in my body, but it doesn't change the validity of someone's feelings. But if you would like to be able to communicate tomorrow in a way that gets you somewhere, it is very important that we slow down and we validate our friends and families and partners' emotions. Hi, Meg. All right. Thanks for letting me just read off my Canva. I appreciate it. This is how all my writing is in Canva and in notes too. Okay, here we go. So they're going to be bigger. Reactions are going to be more dramatic, not always because people are being too much. Sometimes Leo moon days expose where people have been swallowing too much, and now that wants to take up space. A lot of times I find that on Leo moon days, it's kind of a straw that breaks the camel's back. Do you understand what I'm saying when I say that? So we're feeling this ominous happy birthday, Meg. Everybody tell Meg happy birthday tomorrow. Speaking of Leo baby, or speaking of, is it Aries? Speaking of Aries babies in a Leo moon. Happy birthday. Happy solar return, Meg. So we talked earlier about how we all can kind of feel something coming, but we don't know what is coming, and it feels a little bit anxious and we feel a little scared, and we're all kind of going through it right now, right? And then leading up to the Leo moon, people are going to want to be validated. They're going to want to be heard, right? And Leo moon days expose where people have been swallowing too much. So oftentimes, when you get into an argument on a Leo moon, it's not about what you're arguing about. What's this really about? Specifically with the Saturn that's going on right now and the karmic shit that's going on right now. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, babies. Okay. So the solar tone continues. The sun is still in Aries. Now it's 7 degrees. So that's still going to be in our forming pressure, right? The fire is still burning. It's still building. The continuation of the push to move, act, define, and commit. But tomorrow it carries more confidence and more heat. The pressure under fire. Saturn is still in Aries. So tomorrow it's not really like a carefree fire. It's asking like, are you serious? Like with what you're saying, are you serious about what you want, about what you say you want? So, for instance, if you are in a relationship with someone that you're not sure if you're into anymore or you don't like very much anymore, the hollowness of those emotions are going to come out because you're not serious about what you're saying. What you're saying and what you're feeling are two different things, and you will not be able to hide it. Prepare for that. It's a continuation of that push to move, act, divine, commit. Pressure under fire. Saturn is still so early in Aries. So tomorrow, we talked about that. The difference is that tomorrow people may perform confidence more loudly, even if they're still figuring it out underneath. So still kind of like making up for not knowing what's going on by just performative confidence. And when you know this, when you know going into your day tomorrow, that there are going to be people, specifically people with heavy Leo placements, doing performative shit to get attention, to get recognition, to get validated, to be looked at, you see right through it. You see right through it politically. You see right through it emotionally. You see right through it physically. The narcs aren't going to be able to narc you. And that's why I really do think looking at the day through the living sovereign is very helpful, because it takes everything down forensic. You know exactly what kind of pressure you're dealing with. Prepare yourself for people to pretend they know what they're talking about, even when they don't, and to start fights about it. Yay! Okay. Relationship and worth themes. Venus in Aries at 27 degrees is a deep threshold territory. All right. So threshold, we talked about it. It's the bleed between, the end. Breaking is where everything begins to change. The threshold comes in. So what we're experiencing is a threshold energy that's between Venus and Chiron. I just want you to imagine divine feminine energy infused with war and wound. I swear, there's this thing coming on. If you are a woman or you are a man who sits heavily in his divine feminine, you're kind of fed up at this point. You're kind of done with this false sense of divine masculine. And it's gotten to the point now where when you see these motherfuckers getting away with this shit that they're doing to women and children, it makes you irrationally angry. And the thing is, it's not irrationally angry, my brothers and sisters. Y'all are just sitting in your divine feminine and you're feeling it. You're feeling it. You are so far removed from the toxic masculinity, the fake masculinity, that my brothers and sisters, and let me be very clear, men can sit very heavily in their divine feminine. I am a firm believer, and I don't say this often, I do believe it. I do believe it's not all men. I do. And I'm not saying that to like be like a pick me, because you guys know I'm very much anti douchebag. But I do believe that there's a very large fraction of men that are sitting so heavily and deeply in their divine feminine that they are our allies. They are our allies. We need to look out for those men, those ones right there. And it's very scary because sometimes they pretend to be in touch with their feminine side and they're just being a fucking dick. But there is a level, there is an energy caught in Aries between divine feminine and divine wound. And we're feeling it as a collective. Are you feeling it as a collective? I'm feeling it as a collective. And also, the reason I'm able to say that it is not all men, obviously, just like it's not all white women that are absolutely psychotic, but you get what I'm saying. I am married to one. I am married to a man who sits very deeply in his divine feminine, which makes him a very sexy masculine man. And I think that there's a lot of men that aren't getting it. The more comfortable you are in your divine feminine, the more sexy we think you are. The more vulnerable you get, the more comfortable we feel, the more safe we feel, the more heard we feel. We need more of that. All right, where are we at? Let's see. Thank you for letting me go off on my little tangents. Okay. So themes around desire, worth, vulnerability, rejection, and self-respect are still active, but tomorrow they may show up with more of an edge, more defiance, more willingness to play small, less willingness to play small. I'm struggling with men being creepy to my 16-year-old daughter. I'm struggling with men treating me as if my politics, and it's not just men, but it's the patriarchy, right? because there are a lot of women who are upholding that shit. I'm tired of being treated as if my politics are not of worth because they're tied to my spirituality. I'm tired of being treated as if I don't know what I'm talking about because I believe in something that isn't tangible to most people. I'm tired of the patriarchy telling me that I'm wrong when I know I'm fucking right. I'm sick of it. And I'm so sick of it that I'm starting to react before I think. I'm starting to get angry before I think. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but all day long, I listen to right-wing newscasters, left-wing newscasters, independent media. I listen to red pill manosphere stuff. I want to know what everyone is saying. Then I aggregate that information into what I believe the stars are doing, and I put it through a scope, through a lens, and I share that with you guys. So I am constantly listening to drivel of like the manosphere, drivel of the right wing, drivel of the left wing. There are some crazy, there's a lot of really broken neoliberal commentators out there. Let me just put it that way. And in doing so, it's made me so angry that I sometimes scream at the computer. Like, if you were in the room with me, I would be screaming obscenities like a 70-year-old at their TV, but I'm only 42. The things I do for you guys. I love you. I'd be doing it anyways. Okay. So yeah, that's I've been experiencing that. Okay. So what is next? What is next? We talked about, the Mars shift. Mars is crossed into the Pisces moon decan and the braking zone. And that's important. Okay. It can make emotions more mobile. So what do I mean by that? So right now, our Mars is in Pisces in the moon decan, the pink decan. So the pink decan Pisces is ruled by the moon. That gives us braking zone, but it also lets us know that emotions are more mobile, more porous, and more likely to spill into action. Again, more of the same. People may cry and then make a decision, or they may feel overwhelmed and then suddenly know exactly what they cannot tolerate anymore. Like, it's like that. It just, the straw that breaks the camel's back. Exactly. I'm so sick of bipartisan bullshit. Hi, baby. So that's what we're looking at tomorrow in the Mars shift. The intuitive current remains. So Mercury is still in Pisces and it's still close to that north node. So intuition remains strong tomorrow. The difference is that the Leo moon, people may feel more compelled to speak with what they're sensing instead of quietly processing it. So with the Leo moon in combination with the Aries stack, you're going to feel more compelled to speak and be heard and need to be validated, all of the above. And then collective tone tomorrow can feel more theatrical in the collective, more performance, more pride, more emotional declaration, and more public reaction. It's a day where people may want to make a point, a scene, or themselves impossible to ignore. And then a practical takeaway, because you guys know I can't ever close anything that I'm talking about without practicality. Tomorrow is a better for brave expression than quiet retreat. No hermit energy here. I actually pulled a reverse hermit before I went live. It makes a lot of sense. But people will need to watch their ego, their defensiveness, and their need to be right. Do you remember when I talked to you about how I want you guys to validate, even if what someone says is crazy and it doesn't make any sense to you, they're still feeling it. I mean, like, it can be annoying and it can be frustrating, especially if it's somebody that, like, you're not necessarily like love, like a family member or a friend that you'd be willing to do that for. And it's like a person at work or a coworker or your boss or something. But like, please remember, nothing good will come of fighting tomorrow. Bite your tongue, choose your battles. If it's a big one, if there's someone's like touching you, definitely say something. But if someone cops an attitude, just validate them and move on. Like, do not waste your fucking time. You're going to get so mad. You're going to get so overwhelmed. Hi, Greta. Hi, situational awareness. I can talk. Okay. Let's see. Let me get a drink. Day is honest, heart-led action that does not tip into spectacle for its own sake. And then just for tomorrow. So if today is about hearing the signal beneath the noise, tomorrow is about what happens when the signal reaches the heart and demands to be expressed. Final close. These 2 days work together. Today helps people identify what they're really feeling. Tomorrow shows them what to do with it. And then when the first signal comes, then comes the heart, and then comes choice. That's collectively. What I'd like to talk to you now about is politically. There's so many questions about that collective stuff before I move in to politically. And I've also decided I'm doing this every Friday now. So I'm going to try and come live every Friday for you guys. Since I'm not posting anything on Sundays anymore. I get a day off. It's very exciting. All right. While you guys are thinking about that, I'm going to clip over here really quick. I want to show you guys before I move into political disruption. You can see I have the political disruption forecast for today and tomorrow. No, tomorrow. No, the 28th. That's the 28th, right? Yeah, 28th, 29th. Okay. Collective. Okay, hold on. I'm going. Beep, 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 beep. In my chats. Asked a question about collective in your chat. Fuel, thank you. Let's see. Did I miss it? Do you mind asking again, sweetheart? Because I don't think it's there anymore for me. It's a big one. I'm feeling like people are on the verge of mass hysteria. Yes, baby, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. We are literally, that is because everything is changing so fucking fast that it feels as if it's creating a level of hysteria that we've never seen before. And the reason is AI. We can't tell the difference. We can't tell the difference what's real and what's not real. I mean, I know most of us can, but there's a huge chunk of us that are struggling with telling the difference between reality. Just remember when I talked about how it was last year, you've been with me for a year, I talked to you guys about how art was going to get teeth. Do you remember what I said? Neptune was going to slip into Aries, and then art was going to get teeth. And we weren't just going to see the government giving us propaganda. And we weren't just going to see AI confusing us. We were going to see activism. Yes, exactly. We were going to see activism from people in movies, media, arts, sports, like in every aspect. We're going to find art with teeth. Can you guys think of an example of like the craziest art with teeth that dropped this week? The Iran propaganda with the AI Lego Iran propaganda, the AI, just all the AI propaganda making fun of the United States, making fun of Donald Trump. That is, yes, that shit's fucking art with teeth, with teeth. Nom, 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 motherfucker. He looks so stupid. He looks so stupid. That is a big part of when, yeah, they win the meme war for sure. That's a big part of what we're feeling right now. We are watching as a society, a collective society, Americans at least, and some of the people in the world. I mean, a lot of people in the outside world understood that America was more of a hegemonic power than it was Big Brother that was like helping out its brown brothers and sisters, right? Like we're doing a lot of really like war crimey stuff since the very beginning. That's kind of how we're built, right? But all this stuff, all of this belief that we are better, stronger, freer than everyone else, it's gone. We can all see beneath the veneer. It's not just like a small, quantitative group of highly educated individuals that read history books and understand what America was built on. No, we all see it. Everyone sees it. it's moms in Idaho, and it's fathers in New Mexico, and it's CEOs in New York, and homeless people on the streets of New York. We all see it. We all see it. Exactly, Bettina, exactly. The art has teeth and it's coming out, it's showing itself. And that is what we're experiencing right now. And that's what's making everybody a little kooky, because we're all starting to understand, oh, we're not as safe as we thought. And I know many of you in this chat have been very open to this for a very long time, especially anybody in their 60s, 70s, 80s, 50s even. You've seen it. You've seen it, right? Any millennials in here that have just been like problem after problem after problem over and over and over again. There we go. One of the things we're experiencing. Okay, let me get back over here. So, I wanted to show you guys, this is the full syllabus for the 16-week LSDS course I'm teaching on Patreon. You can join, it's $11.11 a month, or you can join for a year and take 35% off right now. And I'm teaching the first 6 classes, you can see, is just me teaching you basic Western astrology. That's it. Basic Western astrology. Nothing extra, nothing new. I want you to be able to understand all the basics of Western astrology. I want you guys to be able to look at a natal chart and be able to know what each section is, what it all means. So every other class is live. The classes that aren't live are written. It's written instruction. So every other class is live. By class 6, you should be somewhat of an expert at Western astrology. Then part 2 is 5 classes. And this is the foundations of what I made, the foundations of LSDS, the foundations of why, how, when, where, who, what, all that jazz. Each class breaks it down. You'll see exactly why I created the system, what you should be able to do at the end of the class, so you guys have a very clear understanding of what you're supposed to get out of this course. Then once we get past this, class 11, we get to the LSDS application. This is where we take the systems into real chart reading. So I teach you guys from classes 12 to 16 how to break down a natal chart exactly how I do it, how to look at the political sky exactly how I do it. You guys get this, and I teach you guys how to use it. And at the end of the season, I think it's in the end of June or maybe July, you get you graduate from the class. Very cool. And you also get a copy of my book, which should be out by July 13th. Now, I'm gonna run it again. So I'm gonna be running this course over and over again because I want as many people out here using this forensic as they can to get through it. But once you're in for the year, the next course won't just be this. I also, if you go in there, you can see that there's an entire course on tarot, both video and written. You can also find information on pendulum. You can find information on ruins. You can find information on radiomancy. You can find, there's many, many ways to read tarot in there, stuff that I've made up myself, and then ways to learn how to remember tarot cards. And then after I'm done teaching LSDS the first time around, I'm going to start another class teaching something else. I just haven't decided what yet, but I'm very excited. If you guys are interested, please click the link for Patreon in my bio and join us. We have 52 or 53 students in the class already. Really excited about that. And like I said, if you can't make it to the live ones, that's okay. They're always pre-recorded. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about this. I'm going to read this to you. Are you guys okay with that? Let me stop sharing. I'm going to stop sharing. Why didn't you guys tell me I was still on the YouTubes? Oh, it wasn't. Okay, good. Okay. Oh no, I absolutely agree. There should have been so much more investigations. But it's okay. It's only a matter of time. Sorry, I need to get my hair moving. Okay. Um, raise your hand if you were read somewhere or were told by someone that the United States is insolvent. I heard it. I heard it from someone who told me it was fact. They said for a fact that we're insolvent. There was no research done into it. They just read this report and then they reported on it, and it got a lot of people really upset really fast. And I didn't quite buy it at first. I mean, would I be surprised if they spent all of our money? No, of course not. That's the point, right? But then I was talking, I made a post. I said something like, so we're insolvent, but he made $40 billion. I smell money games. And one of my readers, her name is Your Bonus Mom. I'm not sure if she's in here right now. But Your Bonus Mom said, what if they're saying that they're planting the seed that we're insolvent so that they can cut Social Security and Medicare? I said, brilliant. That's what that is. So then I started doing some research, and I'd like to read to you guys an article. Are you guys okay with me reading the article that comes out tomorrow? Would you like that? Okay. All right. It's called Political Debt Panic and the Insolvency Lie. How calling America insolvent helps sell austerity, protect tax cuts, and make the public swallow cuts to the social contract like there's just changing of the weather. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ready? Agents of Chaos. A dangerous little story is moving through the bloodstream right now. It says America is insolvent. It says the Treasury declared it. It says the country is basically broke, and that the rest of us need to start getting very serious, very sober, and very accepting of what must come next. That kind of language is never neutral, my friend. It's not even just descriptive, it's doing heavy political lifting. Let me explain. Let's start with the clearest truth. The Treasury did not issue an official statement saying the United States is insolvent. What the Treasury actually published was its annual financial report, which says the current fiscal policy is on an unsustainable path. Duh. I don't need Fortune 500 Forbes to tell me that we've got to stop spending money. I see what they're doing. $1 billion every fucking time they shoot a fucking missile. I'm paying attention. I think we can all tell that this is pretty untenable at this point, right? Specifically because we have all been saying we need tax cuts or we need more taxes for the rich. We need less tax cuts for the rich. We need tax them at 5%. Please, just 5% more would help everything, please, right? They're playing a game. Exactly. Okay, what the Treasury actually published was its annual financial report, okay? There's a serious difference in this, okay? So, if unsustainable fiscal path is not the same as the country cannot pay its bills. Those apples, bananas, they're not the same, okay? Or that the government has gone bankrupt. The Treasury's own report explicitly says, this is important, okay? This is not something that they put in that article. The federal balance sheet does not include the value of the government's sovereign powers to tax, to regulate commerce, or to set monetary policy. And it further says that because of its sovereign power to tax and borrow, plus the country's broad economic base, the government has unique access to financial resources to meet obligations. It says that. The Treasury report says that in spite of the untenable amount of money that we are currently spending, we could still take care of it. We can still take care of it. Okay. That's a very different beast from a failed household or even a dying corporation, or your cousin that finances a lifted truck at 19% APR and now only speaks to you by sighing, right? Like, that's so different. Exactly. So why the push on the word insolvent? I think it's important for you guys to remember who benefits, what benefits from the general population believing that we are broke as a country. It bypasses analysis and goes straight for your nervous system, right? It tells ordinary people that the cupboard is bare, the adults have discovered a terrible truth, and that pain is now inevitable. Once that frame lands, the next move becomes easier. Are you okay, baby? What are you doing? What are you doing? Did you inhale your own fur? Okay. Sorry, my dog has got some allergies. Okay. So it tells ordinary people that say once that framing lands, the next move becomes very easy. The cuts stop looking like ideology, right? And they start looking like math. Austerity gets dressed up as responsibility, and cruelty puts on some reading glasses and calls itself realism. The benefit is not necessarily to the government as a whole or as one single machine. The benefit is to those factions that already want to shrink the social contract. I want you guys to think about people who are bought and paid for by corporations that are lobbying to get rid of healthcare, to get rid of um, additional costs or things, lobbying for gas, drill baby drill. Like, think about who owns these people when they start telling you things like this. Why are they saying that to you? All right, let's see. The benefit is to the factions that already want to shrink the social contract. That is where the rhetoric stands. If you can get you can get the public to behave that like the nation is broke, then Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food assistance, housing support, and other public goods suddenly become framed as luxuries that we can no longer control or can no longer afford, right? Not because the conclusion follows cleanly from the facts. Oh, no, 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 no. No, because the panic is a fabulous little crowbar for prying open programs that have been politically difficult to attack head on. So this is people planting, they're planting this seed in your mind that we're insolvent. It makes sense that I'm being denied. It makes sense. I shouldn't even bother applying for food stamps. They're not even going to approve me because we don't have the funds. Oh, absolutely. It's definitely it sounds a lot like a Heritage Foundation message to me, baby. Absolutely. And I love that you guys picked up on that. I love that a lot of my agents of chaos noticed it and said, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's look into it before we believe it. It's important that we think like that. And if you didn't think like that, if you were scared by it, don't be mad at yourself for it. That's the fucking point. That's what they want from you. We're just going to stop. We're going to stop that. Hi, Mama. What can I do for you? I'm not here. Oh, she's not here. Okay. So let me see. Blame shifting is especially grotesque. This month, the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities testified that the nation's fiscal problems are not simply a story of a runaway spending everywhere. They pointed out that spending outside of Social Security and Medicare had actually fallen as a share of GDP. While tax cuts enacted over the last 25 years, including the Bush and Trump tax cuts, weakened revenues and drove deficits higher. Right? That means a huge part of what gets packed as a crisis for overspending is also a crisis of deliberate undercollection from the people and corporations most able to pay. But we're insolvent, right? Fuck you. But we cut taxes, protected wealth, and now you want us to sacrifice. That doesn't go over well with people, right? We see that. We know what's happening. But America is insolvent. Time to tighten our belts. That sounds tidier. That sounds nobler. That sounds more like less like class warfare and more like a necktie. It's like class warfare dressed up in a necktie. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's absolutely insane. Absolutely. Okay. So this is also why debt commissions and balanced budget language keep appearing wherever debt panic rises. Just this week, reporting showed a renewed bipartisan push for a fiscal commission, while recent commentary linked to the insolvency claim to proposals like fiscal commission and constitutional debt break. Meanwhile, CBPP warned that a balanced budget amendment would put Social Security, Medicare, and other core public services on the chopping block, while making revenue increases much harder. Cool. Love that. That's the trick. That's what they're doing. That's it. Lock in the tax policies, then call the resulting shortfall a moral emergency, then use that emergency to go after the programs that ordinary people rely on. Yummy. It is the legislative version of setting the house on fire and then charging the residents for smoke. Come on, what? I'm so confused. I am so fucking confused right now. We also we also need to be precise about Social Security and Medicare because fear merchants love a mushy public understanding. The official Social Security trustees summary says that if the combined trust funds were depleted in 2034, about 81% of scheduled benefits would still be payable at the time. That is definitely like a funding shortfall that demands policy action, right? It's not like the program is disappearing into the void, but we should probably work on it, right? Likewise, CBPB claims that Medicare is bankrupt are highly misleading. Even when hospital insurance trust fund reaches depletion under those projections, incoming payroll taxes, again, the taxes that they're not telling you that they're going to get the next year, and other revenue would still be sufficient to pay most of the costs. Again, serious financing issues, yes. Cartoon apocalypse, fucking no. No. All right. Can I ask you guys a question? What other things are they doing in media to make you feel comfortable with being hungry? What other things are they doing? It started with Reagan. Go back to Reagan. Watch it all implode. Can you guys think of on some other things? Yes. Yes. Do you guys remember my article about the new age and hunger, glamour in the age of hunger? That's up on my page right now. They've been prepping us for this for a year. A year. If you guys go and read my article, every single time that there has been some type of famine that they knew was coming, usually it's because they've made a fucked up decision, whether it's war or there's been some type of Supreme Court ruling that's caused an issue in the supply chain or whatever. They begin planting the seeds that beauty is thin early on in social media. In media, it's easier to do now because of social media. We are experiencing this twofold. The first step was, I know, Greta, me too, baby. I think about your past life reading all the time, Greta. I see myself in that one. I'm telling you right now, they've been, step one, make the celebrities thin. Step two, GLP-1. GLP-1. I'm not saying don't take it because there are some people who it works really well for. But I don't know if you know this, but there's a lot of people who are now dealing with horrific side effects of Ozempic, horrific side effects of Wegovy or Mounjaro because it's paralyzing your stomach. I don't know if you guys know what that is. What it does is it slows down your metabolism. It causes paresthesis. I did some research on it. I was writing about it. it slows your stomach down. It makes it so that you're hungrier for longer. But the problem is when stuff breaks down inside of a stomach that isn't properly digesting, there it rots. It rots, and then you can get things like a bezoar, which can harden into a rock in your stomach or in your intestines, and can cause issues with removal. It's not for everybody, but it was sold like it was for everybody, right? Ozempic face, absolutely. What else? What else are they doing? What else can you guys think of that they're doing to make it okay to be poor? They have removed so many professional degrees, correct? Just in time for them to start and try, just in time for them to start to try and replace these people with AI. It's all the same fucking thing. And I really want you guys to be curious when you hear something before you freak out, which is difficult. I want you to ask, why? Why do I know that? Yes, save act, absolutely. College less attractive and accessible, absolutely. I want you guys to stay curious for me. Stay curious, okay? All right. I have another thing I want to share with you, and that is the politics of tomorrow. So, yeah, that article will be out tomorrow for you guys. I'll probably add some more to it. I didn't read the whole thing to you. I just read like a third of it to you. Let's go to Canva. How are we doing? Oh no, my audio's out. Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Oh, you do. Okay. Oh yeah, austerity is ridiculous. Awesome. Thank you, Tina. Ta- Tania? That's a pretty name. Oh no, I hate when that happens. When you lose the messages. Okay. Let's go to Canva. Since I already wrote it down there. Full astrology. Political astrology. Okay. So March 27th left. This is just me, a recap of today. Okay. I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to give you a little recap of what's going on today politically. Sound good? There you go. Okay. March 27th left the United States political field looking like a regime trying to staple authority into a system that is visibly buckling. House Republicans rejected a bipartisan Senate deal to restore most of DHS funding. The six-week partial shutdown kept choking airports, and Trump responded by ordering emergency pay for TSA workers rather than securing an actual legislative resolution. So what happened was this: the Senate said, yes, we're doing it. Not only are we doing it, they voted it, and then they fucking left town. John Thune said, bye, bye, figure it out, House. So Mike, MAGA Mike, he says, absolutely not. He lost his mind today. I don't know if you guys have seen any videos, but that man was screaming. It's not like he had been sucking on helium balloons. He was so upset. I love it. I eat it up. Yum, yum, eat it up. Love it. Trump responded by ordering the emergency pay. The underlying fight remained exactly where the pressure already was: immigration enforcement, ICE funding. Here's the fucking thing, guys. They have funded ICE and DHS for years. The big, bitchy, disgusting bill funded DHS, I believe, until 2028. Fully funded. They're more funded than the military. They have more money than any military in the world. So the fact that they're fighting for more funding is fucking weird. Where did your money go? What did you spend your money on, MAGA boys? What did you buy? It's so weird. It's so weird. I think Kristi Noem must have like taken some money or something. Anyways. Whether the administration can keep selling coercion as governance while the machinery of daily life starts failing in public. At the same time, gas prices nearing $5 push lawmakers to float a federal gas tax suspension. And Trump again delayed, threatened strikes on Iranian energy infrastructure while trying to project strength amid market and energy pressure. His messaging is so fucking backwards. You guys hear him. You hear Kristi Noem's costumes. That's so funny. You guys hear him contradict himself. It's not even in different interviews now. I wrote an article the other day. Uranus and Gemini is happening so soon. Wait, did it happen already? I think it slipped. Did it slip? Am I wrong? Let's see. We're seeing the messaging like it's like bipolar messaging. He contradicts himself in the same fucking like sentence, in like the literal same sentence, over and over and over again. Man, AstroSeek is really acting crazy. Okay, I'm not doing it. I'm gonna look here on my iPad. I'll look here. Oh, it's April. That's why. That's right. Thank you, Bucket. You're right. It's April. So we're so close to that happening, right? That he can't keep his shit straight. Gemini is all about communication, getting the word out to the people. Uranus is literally about distribution, expansion. No, like it's amazing what will happen when it comes to messaging with the Uranus and Gemini. Sorry, I had like a little brain fart. Yeah, contradiction. Every fucking 5 minutes of fucking contradiction. I'm so annoyed by it. Oh, thank you. I actually picked it because I like blue with my 70s hair. It makes me feel like a 70s goddess. I like it. Ooh, also, guys, if you click... Side note. Let me open this up real quick. I think that there's a discount to subscribe if you guys want to join paid. Yeah, it's like 35 off. Anyways, okay. Where did my Canva go? Sorry, guys. My ADHD kicked in. I didn't smoke too much weed before I started today, so I could like not get too lost because you guys deserve me to be on point. All right. This is a long one. This is a long live. I appreciate it. All right. So Reuters, I don't know if you guys, I read a lot of Reuters. I told you guys I read a lot of like everything, so I can understand what's happening. Reuters also found that Trump's approval is slipping on the economy and foreign policy, with the Iran war and fuel costs cutting into the very image of control he tries to govern through. So the sky's going to carry over tomorrow. The sky reads like political theater with a live electrical current running through it. The Leo moon at 12:20 brings emotional fields out of the shadows and onto the stage, which means public image, ego, performance, and the need to appear dominant are all going to get louder. He's only going to become more annoying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like it's going to be so icky. Yeah. What I can suggest is limit how much you listen to him. Find somebody like me or like Broom that can just like, I listened to his thing, so you didn't have to, and let us just tell you about it, because he's just going to start getting a little bit ickier. The Aries Sun at 7-8 keeps the 7-4-8 keeps the dominant pressure alive on leadership, command, and action, but the surrounding sky complicates that. Okay, and I want you guys to keep this in mind. Mercury in Pisces at 11 degrees near the North Node keeps narrative warfare slippery. Emotional, and easy to weaponize. And that's what I need you guys to remember. When you're hearing a narrative, ask yourself, one, who benefits from me knowing this? Democrats will lie to you. Republicans will lie to you. They all fucking lie. There's a handful that aren't owned, bought and paid for by dark money. The rest of them are all lying. It's up to us, unfortunately, to read between the fucking lines. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. Ask yourself, who benefits from me knowing this? Oh, wow, love you guys. Venus at 27 degrees Aries with Chiron nearby. Told you about that. That's the divine feminine. Really wrathful, ready for war because she's got a wound, right? It says the pride may be bruised, legitimacy is thin-skinned, and political actors may act from wounded image as much as from strategy. I want you guys to watch them. Anytime that you see a political actor become the victim, ask yourself why. Ask yourself why they're suddenly a fucking victim, right? Jesus. Okay, sorry. I have no patience for them at this point. Mars at 20, Pisces, newly in breaking territory suggests the emotional fallout of policy choices is more like a spill, a leak, or a rupture than to stay contained. So any emotional choices in the policies that we've made are going to rupture. For instance, JD Vance doesn't want to go to war. You guys have heard that, right? Yeah, it's going to be super pathetic. You guys have heard that, right? JD Vance, he was never for the war. You're going to see more of that. You're going to see more of that. The people, their emotions behind it are going to leak. Yes. Yes. Okay. The sky is going to, in other words, the sky carries today's instability forward by making appearance matter even more precisely when the underlying structure is the weakest. So how is it going to be March 28th? It's likely to reward spectacle over resolution. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean, if you think about it, social media is set up right now to reward spectacle over resolution. You guys haven't heard about maybe you have, but the 9,000 cases that the federal government has lost in deportation in a year. 9,000. They don't report on the outcome. You're not hearing all the losses. You're only hearing his challenges. And that's the point. They're feeding you spectacle over resolution because they want you to feel like they're inevitable. They're fucking scared shitless. They're not inevitable. They're not inevitable. We are inevitable. A blue wave is inevitable. The pendulum swinging to the left is inevitable. Consequences are inevitable, not them. And they're scared and they know it. And that's why they're acting the way they are. All right. I would expect louder messaging from the White House and from House Republicans around order, security, emergency action, and protecting the public, especially because today's DHS and airport crisis already made weakness visible. So, we already see how Donald Trump put the ICE into the airports to scare us. It didn't work, right? No one cared. Then it made him look weak and he backed off of it and funded them himself, showing that he could have funded them at any point. So it's just making him look like a weak ass bitch, basically, who keeps shitting himself. Leo moon politics can be vain, brittle, and overperformed. When the government is scrambling to look strong while relying on patchwork, executive moves, and tomorrow's sky, it can push towards grandstanding, blame transfer, symbolic gestures sold as decisive leadership. Hey, can you just by a show of hands, did any of you guys see Pete Hegseth get thrown under the bus by Donald Trump on the war for Iran? I was there. I saw. He said, it was Pete. Pete said it first. And then in the next news conference said, Pete doesn't even want it to end. Pete's the bloodthirsty one. It was Pete. Listen, I said that would happen in a tarot pool about Pete Hegseth last fucking year. This guy's a clown. He's a clown. I have an article coming out next week about how Pete is the fall guy. So you probably get that on Wednesday. But yeah, he got called a war criminal by a real general. No, Jessica, but I love that. Let's write that down. Hegseth is a war criminal. Well, you guys know that I don't know if you guys heard this. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Okay. You guys know that the very first group of people that the Trump regime tried to get through the Strait of Hormuz, and those people told him no, was his very own US Navy. The first people he asked to go, sorry, I'm popping in your ear. The first people he asked to go was the Navy. And they said no. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. You're going to see more passing the buck, passing the blame on that shit. He is a walking war crime. I don't know if you guys saw. Let me find this. Hold on. Give me one sec. I'll get it. I don't know if you guys saw this. I've been writing about Hegseth on and off for a year now. Some of my best posts. Let's go here. Okay. I'm going to share this screen now. Okay. I wrote this obviously it was September of last year. Tell me, this is when he announced that he was going to be the Secretary of War. Yeah, I was surprised too about the 82nd, especially as they are more California based, aren't they? It's so stupid, right? It's so stupid. Okay, hold on. I got another one for you. So I want you guys to read this. I'm going to pin it. I'm going to pin this up. I want you guys to read that one. And then let me back up. Hegseth. This one. Everything, and I mean everything, that Pete Hegseth is going through right now, I cover in this. It's all here. And I dropped the cards at the bottom. What a fucking schmuck. I would love for you guys to read that. So I'm going to go ahead and pin that to the top of my page as well. All right, let me close this down. Okay. Great question. I think I think Pam's next. But I wrote about her as well. I think she will go before Hegseth will go, honestly. Did I do a forensic on Pam one yet? I'm not sure, but I'll look into it. All right, let me look at my thing and see what else I have. We've been going for an hour and a half. This has been so much fun. Okay. What else? When a government is scrambling to look strong while relying on patchwork executive moves, tomorrow's sky can push it towards grandstanding, blame transfer, symbolic gestures sold as decisive leadership. The gas price issue is also ripe for this kind of treatment because lawmakers are already pushing a gas tax holiday While Trump's approval erodes under war and fuel costs, tomorrow may bring more public relief messaging that is emotionally potent and politically useful, even if it does not touch the deeper cause of the pain. So it's like a band-aid. They're going to give us a band-aid, and it's supposed to make people feel better, like giving us crumbs. Here, peasants, have some crumbs from my bread. Does that not make you happy? Are you not entertained? You selfish beings. That's what it feels like, right? Let's see. It says on Iran, the astrology suggests contradictory signals are especially likely. Calming language for markets and consumers paired with aggressive language meant to preserve dominance optics. It's not a coherent message. It's power trying to wear two masks at once. You're watching him do this in the same room. He says, well, we tried to get our allies to help us, but they didn't come. It doesn't matter because we're already won. The war is won. But if they cared, they would come help us. But they don't need to help us because it was a test and they failed. But even if it wasn't a test, that if they would have come, then, it's just over and over again. He's lying over and over again. It's just the worst. He's literally lost the plot. The collective effect is a day where authoritarian posture may intensify even as actual control remains shaky. This is what I want you to watch for tomorrow, okay? More rhetorical escalation around the DHS, ICE, airports, and security without corresponding structural resolution. So it's just a bunch of left versus right bullshit when it's really just like the right is in charge of everything and is making it harder for no fucking reason. Public blame, well, for the reason of making Democrats look bad, which is weird because they're in charge of the House, the Senate, and the presidency, yet somehow it's still all the Democrats' fault. Got it. Public blame rituals between House Republicans and Senate Democrats and the White House, each trying to frame the other as the cause of a visible breakdown. Symbolic relief proposals on gas prices getting louder. Because fuel pain is politically radioactive right now. And then more contradictory messaging on Iran with de-escalation language and dominance language existing side by side. We love that, okay? That's so great. Heightened public sorry, my eyes was so itchy. Heightened public emotionality online and in the media because tomorrow's sky favors performance, outrage, pride, and reactive display over patient clarity. You have been warned. You have been warned. You know what? Honestly, maybe don't watch the news tomorrow. Read someone you trust. Take a break. It's just getting more ridiculous. It's not going to stop being ridiculous for a while now. And I'm wondering if we all just need a fucking break. All right. 100%. Yes. Here's the deal, guys. I can't protest because I can't walk very long. I could go to a protest if there was if it was a stationary protest, if I could just sit in one place and not go anywhere, like a sit-in, I could do that. Because I have issues with my hips, my knees, my joints, I'm not able to go and do a walking protest. I'm working my way up to it. I'm working out. I'm going to be strong. I'm going to be able to do it. One of these days, I'm going to go do it. So if you cannot go, that is okay. I am not mad at you. I put an article out a couple days ago. There's a million different ways that you can protest. But if you're not going to go, please push the message. Make sure that when you wake up, you're sharing the videos that are coming out. You're opening up conversations with people around you in your life, and you're choosing other ways to get that type of protest out there. There's 1,000 ways to protest. There's no one right way. There's no one wrong way. So pick something and do it. Like it. I love that. I love that. I love that. Do everything you can. Tomorrow I will be live at 3 p.m. On Patreon to teach my LSDS class. However, after that, I'm considering going live in the evening. If you guys are back from your protests, I'd love to hear about your day. So we'll go from there. But if you guys can protest, please do. That's all I ask. If you can, please do. And don't let anyone make you feel bad if you can't, because that's fucking ridiculous. We're doing the best we can. You know what I'm saying? We're all doing the best we can. Oh, also, February, I don't know if you guys know this, but in February, from February 7th until February, the last day of February, I had two things happen to me. I had autoimmune, really bad. I was really, really sick. I almost got hospitalized. I just didn't tell you guys because it was no reason to worry you. I was fine. And two, I had frozen shoulder. You guys know it. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you remember me having frozen fucking shoulder. Okay. So I wasn't able to type for 3 weeks. That puts me 3 weeks behind on my reports. Okay. I'm doing 2 a day. If I haven't gotten yours to you, I have not forgotten about you. I'm going to have them to you. By the end of this week, I'm going to be completely caught up. So please keep that in mind. I am okay. I am okay. I was a little behind because I was sick, but we're good. If you're missing your report, I have not forgotten about you. I have a list. I'm working on it. I'm getting through it, and I'm dropping them off every single day. So keep that in mind. Okay, my loves. Thank you don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. I get a little sick sometimes because I've been told I have rheumatoid arthritis. I've been told. I'm not so sure. Oh, thank you, Bettina. Thank you. Thank you. I really want people to feel as if they have somewhere to go. Tania, you have long COVID and frozen shoulder. That's basically what it felt like I was dealing with. I felt like I was dealing with, because you know how you get the joint pains from long COVID? It felt like that's what a lot of what rheumatoid arthritis feels like. What it feels like I can't bend my fingers sometimes. Baby, I'm so sorry. Can you guys light a candle for Tania, because that's fucking crazy. Long COVID and frozen shoulder. I'm telling you, I laid in bed when I was having my rheumatoid flare at the same time as frozen shoulder, and I just cried silently, hot tears from my eye to my ear, and stared at the ceiling for hours. 4 hours. There's no cure for neuropathy. There's nothing you can take for neuropathy. It's so fucking painful. I get it in my fingers. Like, I thought I was getting like blisters from like overuse. No, turns out it's neuropathy. Sorry, I'm fine. Chronically ill, you know. Don't worry about it. Just chronically ill. So yeah, I did get a little bit backed up. I should be caught up very, very soon if you've not heard from me. And I am taking bookings for the end of April and May. So if you want a past life reading, you want a synastry reading between you and your partner, you and your friend, you want a shadow feast reading, a 10 card, a 3 card, any of those things, the link for those, I'll drop them here, are there, and I message you. So I give you guys like a little email, and I have you guys fill out. I love swimming. Oh my God, I love swimming so much. My brother got a pool. I'm so grateful that he's got a pool, and it's a heated pool too. I'm very excited about it. Let me pull up this real quick. I'm sweaty. I'm very sorry. I know I'm glistening out here. Let's go here. You guys are really vibing with me tonight. This is a long live. I appreciate it. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I appreciate you giving me a sec. My jazz ended, I noticed. Let's say. I really am just out here making. Okay, let's try this. We'll try something else. Oh, you're up late then. Thank you for being with me on the East Coast. That's why I moved all my articles to be posted at 5:55, like the early morning ones. I realized I was like, oh, I have 25% viewership East Coast and over. You guys, we're in 72 countries. There's somebody who reads me in Afghanistan. Ah! That's so exciting. Okay, sorry, I got really excited. Okay. Let me see. This one. All right. I appreciate you guys being patient with me. All right. That is past life. I'm not sure if you can even click on those, but you can copy and paste. That's past life. And these are literally all for end of April, early May deliveries. I'm catching up right in there. I also don't know if you guys noticed, but I slowed down the amount I'm posting to give myself a chance to breathe. And it's been so nice, like to be able to sleep. Just getting some rest. Don't even worry about it. Where's there? There's got to be a bigger one. There it is. Okay, I found it. I found it. I found it. Hi, Bubby. Yeah, I'm live, but how can I help you? Probably not a good idea since you're in your chonies. I love you, baby. Okay. Okay. So there's all the links. If you guys want to book, you can totally book right now. I'll email you. We'll go from there. Also, please consider joining my Patreon. Even if you join for free, there's a free section, costs you nothing. But if you really want more of my personal astrology, there's three levels. There's the free session. You can just get free. And it's basically like anything that I've written that is not paywall is available to you. It's like 1,000 posts. Then for I think it's 555 as the first level. That will give you the daily breakdown, the personal daily breakdown of the sky every day, and you get horoscopes with it. And then if you do the next level, which is the chaos and divination, you get the daily breakdown plus the daily divination, which gives you a bespoke tarot pool every single day, and more, way more. And you also get to do the class, which is really cool. So think about it. Think about it. Self-care is self-love. That's true. And I feel like the more I'm able to love myself, the more I'm able to care for myself, the more I'm able to be there for you guys. And that's what matters to me is my chart tells me that I'm going to pop the fuck off in 2027. Right now, 2026, this is the first year was between 2024 and 2025 when I started, or 2025 and 20, I don't know. I started last year, whatever that was. Had just had my year anniversary, and it was all about setting roots, starting what I want, finding my way, and then creating a consistency around it. 2026 is about expanding, writing more books. I have lots of books I want to write, and then 2027 is about to pop off. I'm on. Hi, Lori. I'm still on TikTok. I don't really post on there because I'm kind of shadow banned, but I still have like 270,000 followers. I'm still on Patreon, and then I'm here. So those are the three. That's me. Okay. That's it. I love you guys. I gotta go. My sister's in town. I just want you guys to know that Lori has been with me for 7 years. Lori. You see Lori in the chat? Literally. She's been with me from the beginning. From the beginning. From the very beginning of my journey, trying to do social media and grow. I love you, Lori. You are a road dog, babe. You are a true, true road dog. All right, guys, don't forget that magic is science and science is magic. And you can't tell me otherwise because I don't believe you. Bye.